everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video we are going cutting our whole crop. We are going cutting our winter wheat, 36 acres of which all beside the house. We have a lovely short draw to get it in. We have our silage pit stripped open. Talk a little bit about that, a little bit of waste in the back corner. We'll show you that when I get back on the pit. So we're just lining ourselves out here now. I'm bringing out the header. Bro's bringing out a block because we need a block to get the header on. And then I have to put on the trailer for Liv. Liv's going to draw this, Bro's going to draw, I'm going to be on the pit. Because we're like literally, there's the field and that's the pit. So we could literally, he could probably blow the first 2 or 3 rounds next to the pit into the pit. That's how close we are. So 2 should be able to draw it without any major issues. So we'll show you the crop when we get out here, but we get ourselves lined up here and we get the header onto the harvester. Anyways, I'll go away the camera and I'll pay a bit of attention to it. We'll get ourselves ready to rock and roll. Unlike the combine header, which the whole reel can move, so in a combine, this reel is able to move up and down and in and out. On a whole crop header, that doesn't move. Very same principle. Finger bar, as we call it, or sickle as it's called in America. Blade, intake, and augers. That's it. Very similar, but the reel doesn't move. And then all that we put on is that and the pin. And that's it. It's ready to go. So, you ready to draw? I have the tires in the trailer pumped, trailer's on, and we're ready to start. So my job is now to drive the tram lines. So saves Father Phil having to hook on and off the trailer, and well, we are going to do a little bit of damage on the corners, but hopefully not too much. So when we get this load filled, we'll have a look at the crop. So we get this load filled first. Liv will be taking over then from me. So we are whole cropping winter wheat. It is a slow enough job. You're not going to fill the trailer as quick as you would at silage, and that's because we've the mill in, so we can't overload the mill. The purpose of the mill in, the harvester, is to crack the grain, give it all a smudge. We'll show you later, but it's to make sure that the grain gets to ferment and break down so that cattle can digest it when we feed it to them. Otherwise they go straight through the cattle and you might as well just give them straw. So it's important to have a mill when you're doing whole crop, especially at the stage we're cutting at now, which isn't far off being right, but it's just a very, very nice stage now. I will show you that later, but anyways, getting into a nice bit of thicker stuff here now. And it's actually filling the trailer quite fast now. That's quite nice now. Our load is full, so we're driving back the tram line and we're getting to it. So yeah, first load of whole crop, and actually that's yielding quite well now. I have to admit now. We were kind of half afraid. Earlier on in the year, the crop was very, very short, very short, which is grand for whole crop. You just wouldn't have the bulk, but you still have good feed. Yeah, it's bulking very, very nicely. To get not even halfway around the field and have the trailer full, I'm happy with that. And he's not cutting it too low either, so that's bulking very, very nicely. Very, very nicely. So, happy drawing. So this is the whole crop. There's a nice bit of moisture in it. You can see the grains. It's actually maybe not just busting them as nice as I'd like to see now. There's a lot of grain in that. There is a lot of grain in that. So the grains are at the nearly ripe stage. So we get one here. I don't know how you can see it. I should be just about here to squeeze it with my fingers. No moisture in it, and it's just starting to go by the cheesy stage, as we call it, where it's easy squeezed. So it's in great order for whole crop. Last year the whole crop we cut was ripe, and we were very skeptical how it would work out, but it worked out well. But this would be much more what we'd be looking for with the whole crop. And yeah, it is quite dry. It's not as dry as it was last year, but there's a lot of grain in that. It's getting some of the grains, but it's not just getting them all. So I'll give Father Phil a ring, just let him know it's not getting all the grains, and he might be able to make some adjustments in the mill. So yeah, we'll give him a ring. So just walked out to the middle of the field, show you the crop, and if I stop talking, listen. Can you hear the pops? It's like Rice Krispies in a bowl. Is that popping? Is that drying? So it is starting to dry out quite well. We do have a little bit of wild oats in it, and I don't know what them two weeds are, but there's nothing else around them. Bit of wild oats, but nothing major. There is the crop, so we're on a tram line here, and yeah, it's dense enough. I think I've seen winter wheat denser than that, but there's a good head on it, nice long head on it. So like it's longer than my fingers, which is a good thing. So plenty of grain in there. And height wise, well, in the tram line it's knee high. You go in from the tram line, you're getting above knee high. Some of them maybe just under waist high, but that's the crop. So not the thickest crop. I think I've seen thicker crops, but still, well, a nice crop. It'll be interesting to see just exactly how it yields. And yeah, so these are the fields we put our slurry on to try and cut back on our fertilizer. And this got a top dress in a can, and that was it. This got a lot less fertilizer than what we put on 100 years. I'm quite happy with it, to be honest now. So we saved quite a bit of money by putting the slurry on it. And yeah, at the end of the day we'll have to see exactly how it goes. But I know we haven't done much on our crops. We haven't done our yearly crop walk yet, and I don't know whether you'll see the crop walk first, or anyways, by the time we do the crop walk, all the winter crops will be harvested. So yeah, we're just a little bit behind in getting it done, but we'll be explaining in that how we managed to reduce our fertilizer. We put out a third less fertilizer this year, and we still have very good crops, and we have probably one of the best crops we've ever grown in one spot. Spring barley is just a sight to behold. So that's our winter wheat. So now it's time to get it into the pits. I'll go get the shovel ready, but I don't think there's anything else to say. Yeah, there's nothing else to say, I can't think anyways. So Liv's gone to do the tram lines again because she has narrow tyres on that trailer, whereas the cane has big wide tyres on it, good flotations on it, but not great for going down tram lines. So anyways, I'll go and get the shovel, and we'll be making a start at the pit. And I also, because for anyone who doesn't know what we do, so when we cut our whole crop, we put in the pit, and then we cut our second cut silage and we put on top of that. So I'll also be getting the mowers ready in the middle of pushing up stuff, because it takes a few minutes to fill a load. So I will have some enough time in between loads to get the mowers on. A bit of stuff through the mowers, but that's going to be a separate video. But yeah, so I have to get that done as well. And then at some stage Uncle Ian says he wants to push up for an hour or two. He's going to come out, swap with me. I'm going to get a bit of mowing done, have a start made. Anyways, 36 acres to go into the pit. So yeah, the start has been made. So now hopefully we can get it all wrapped up today, or a lot of it done today anyways, because we need to be cutting silage tomorrow to be getting on to second cuts for customers the day after that. Just having some minor technicalities and getting the loading shovel started. 2725 is providing some much needed battery power. Hopefully I get this yoke going soon. 4 load in the pit there. Yeah. So we are on the pit now. So Mother's after arriving with some wall polythene, so I'll get that done. But you can see our first cut silage there. It's kept very well, looks nice, smells nice, but then we get to the back corner and we had an issue. And it wasn't for the lack of polythene or tires or anything. It was the vermin and the dogs. In that corner, the dogs pulled all the plastic, which they're devils for doing, but that generally means that there was rats that gone under it. Last year, the whole back of the pit was completely destroyed with the dogs and the rats. I think a lot of that was down to the whole crop went right up the bank, and then there was a little bit of silage put on top of it. So this year what I'm planning on doing is only letting the whole crop up, maybe not even halfway up the bank, and then making sure I get lots of silage on top of it, make sure it's well down from the wall. I want a foot of silage completely in sealing the whole crop to keep the vermin out. If I keep the vermin out, I keep the dogs out. Whatever I'll wrap putting in a hole, the dogs just, they rip it to pieces. So hopefully that's what happens when the dogs get the pass. And I actually didn't realise they'd done that till we went to pull it back. So we're rolling away here. Big thing with the whole crop, because it's a lot of straw on it, it's very fluffy, very bouncy, and it takes a lot of rolling to get it packed in, because it's just like, it's straw. It's just so fluffy and bouncy, especially compared to silage. It's so light. It is. I better go get the shea polythene off my mother, and then when Eric comes in, I might get him to give me a hand roll it up along the wall. I put polythene along the wall there. There it is. We'll keep going. So we have the plastic in. I didn't time lapse it because I was under over pressure. Liv gave me a hand, we got it in there, not too bad. So it is there. We won't paint it along the back because we want to get silage in on top, will be sound there. So we will. They are, you can't really see much from here now, but still have a lot of that field to get gathered. I have a bit of time now to get a bit of rolling done. So I get a bit of rolling done, then I'll go tackle my mowers. I have to change, I have to turn around all my blades or sharpen them. I think I'll turn them, so that would be the quicker option than sharpening them. Because I'm quite a bit more with it now. Quite a bit more with it. This stuff is just like pure sponge, so it is. You can see how well the silage kept now. Silage kept very nice, so it did. Nice sweet smell of it. So yeah, just in the far corner they went round it 4 times. It's that much in. So one of the things with whole crop, so we're not cutting it down at the clay. You want a certain amount of head and straw. The more straw to head you have, the less feeding is in every grab you take out of the pit. The more head to straw, the more. But it takes a bit of both. You don't just take the head and you don't take all the straw. It's a balancing act to get the right amount. And some people often say with the leftover stuff, you not mow it or bale it or do something like that, mow it and bale it. No, that to us is the same as a bit of green manure. It's a bit like chopping a combine, chopping the straw after the combine. I mean, we're not as much as the same, but it's along them lines. We're not stuck for the straw. So we'll let it just go back into the ground and do its thing that way. Yeah, we'll get a bit of rolling done, and yeah, gonna be a long day yet. So, just in between loads here, put on the mowers. But I just wanted to show you something. See that? That is the start of the grain sticking to the forks. Look at the amount of it, and every one of them. That is a good sign. Good and starchy. A quarter that field left to lift, so getting on nicely. I'm just trying to get these mowers on in between rolling and shoving and stuff to get the mowers on. Uncle Ian is just after coming out. He says he'll do this for a while. Just have the mowers on. I have to sharpen my blades and I'm going mowing, so I'm going to leave them at that. We'll have a quick look at how far they're on. Nice, they're coming in there. It is packing in quite well now. I'm getting a good roll on it. There's not much left there now. I'd say they're down to 2 or 3 load in that field, and then they're on to the field along the road. So that's it. So we're back in the yard, silage mode. Uncle Ian's been pushing up there and getting on the finest. He's getting full. So 2 fields are cleared. So quarry field and the field along the road, which is the small one, and they're up in the top field now. It's the biggest that was to be done, but they're well to be over halfway. So pit is filling up nicely there. But I have to go see where the gator was left because I swapped with Uncle now, and Uncle wants to drive up to see how they're getting on up there. So find where the gator is out here. Grand. We're back in the hot seat on the pit. Looking eerie. And up we go. So we are nearly having as much wholecrop as we have first crop silage. But saying that, the wholecrop will settle a lot when it gets rolled in well. But I think they're not going to cut for much longer. She was talking about stopping at 10 and starting again in the morning. I don't know exactly how far they're on in the top field. I think the top field was the best field of winter wheat we have. And it's the biggest end of what we have to do. So, but just on the quarry field now, I think the field along the road wasn't over hectic, but the quarry field, as much as I was saying it was maybe didn't look as thick as what I could remember, but Father Phil says it was one of the best crops he ever cut in wholecrop. There was 20, I think he said 27 trailer load of wholecrop come off that field. So yeah. We're definitely going to have enough for this winter to feed all the boys. Anyways, I'll put this on time lapse and we'll get finished up for today. And tomorrow then we'll get the drone up, we'll get some good shots and we'll get it finished up. That is all for today. So you're happy with it? Yeah.
What is it today?
It's left
34
out there.
acres.
34.
And you still have 12 load more to come in.
12 load?
Yes, at least 12.
So what, you've half that field lifted?
About half, Liv. Yeah, we have a back swart and there's a fair chunk in the middle now.
Yeah, there's a big bed in the middle.
Yeah, a fair chunk in the middle.
I'll get the drone up tomorrow so it won't be so bad. But
Right.
anyways.
Okay.
Right, that's it for today. We'll pick it up in the morning. So it is day number 2 at the wholecrop. So not much left, as Father Phil said last night, about 12 loads. So I'm just going to get a bit of footage. They're just starting now, so get a bit of footage with the camera, up the drone, you know yourself, usual old stuff, while I wait for the first loads to be filled and make it back to the yard. We'll go get some footage, we'll get the drone up, and this is what's left to be caught. slurry coming into the farm today as well, so it's all going on. Hopefully don't what's left up there 12 load. This is Eric's second load in, so yeah, just have to make sure I keep the Wholecrop out of his way so he can get in and out. But yeah, get down off the pit before Eric blocks me in. So we're flying away here. Pit is getting full, so you can see the trackway just there. So we keep the Wholecrop back 3 or 4 foot if I can at all, right across. So that lets me, when we put the second cut, fully seal the front of the pit, so I don't have that issue in the front. And also, it is leveling very sharp that way now at the minute. I don't want to let it above the wall or even to the top of the wall. So it's meaning that the pit is quite steep going down that way. Not as steep as this end, but it's you wouldn't go rolling it that way. To roll along the wall, I'll have to face into it. I can't roll it the way I am at the minute. So we are putting silo king additive on the Wholecrop. We've been using that donkey's years. It's what we've always used on the Wholecrop. And it's just to help make sure that it gets a good insiling and breaks down the grains to make sure they're easy to digest for the cattle. So that's why that's the additive we're using. That's why we use additive. That is the Wholecrop in. It's more than we had last year.
Oh, it is, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely more. Yeah. Big pile of stuff in it.
Oh, 34 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fertilizer that went on that.
Well, it was sowed with farmyard manure.
Yeah.
In October.
Yeah.
Good quality of farmyard manure. It got nothing else. And
slurry in February.
It got between 2.5 and 4,000 gallons of slurry in different fields, and the 4,000 gallon slurry field was exceptional. That
was the closest, and when we went on top of the hill we were a bit bet for pressure.
Yeah.
We had a bit thicker slurry and it just slowed down the rate.
Slurry just changed a bit. It got 1 bag of urea. I was to get it at the end of March, but March turned out very dry and I had to go on into April. And it wasn't until the first Monday in May.
Yeah.
The weekend you were away at the JCB thing.
Yeah.
I got the urea on it. That was the first time I was out on it with fertilizer. Now the top field did get half a ton of 18612.
Yeah.
Because we thought we went a bit light with the
slurry.
And it was sprayed twice with this.
Spray on fertilizer.
Yeah.
Nutrient for what was it?
18666.
18666.
So every application we done with that would have been equivalent to about a bag of 18666.
Yeah, 18666.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite economical.
Yeah.
The plant took it up.
Yeah, well you can see it in how much was there and
there was a huge head on it.
How much? 52 load roughly is what's in there.
52 trailer load, so you had a 20-foot steered axle cane drawn along with the 17-foot trailer. So probably you could average them out at 18-foot side trailers. And they were full.
Oh yeah, no, every one of them was full. But
full, so
as you've seen as well with the forks and the load and shovel, they're all covered in starch, so full of starch. So this should feed very...
The tires.
Yeah, even you see it on the tires.
It was all done with Agri King then as well.
Yeah. So
it
should feed very well, and
we're going to get 30 acres or 36 acres of grass now put on top of it.
Yeah, 38 is there not?
38 acres of grass. 38 acres.
So the purpose of this is to ensile it and feed it to our finishing animals, and this year coming in we're going to have the most I think we've ever finished.
Probably.
So it's making sure that we have enough to feed them all, because if we get it wrong and we have to start buying meal, well, that's going to take the fun out of it, what the price meal is.
You'll end up selling the cattle first.
Yeah. You just won't.
You won't be able to buy meal.
Like, just people talking.
They mightn't have the meal to sell it to you.
Yeah. Like
so we looked about getting a bit of calf ration.
Couldn't get it.
They haven't got it. The stocks are very low.
Yeah. So it's making sure we have enough to make sure the cattle get fed. And I suppose for years people laughed at us doing all this work.
Yeah, but not laughing maybe as much now, because we tend to be a lot of this sort of work going on. But
it's food for the cattle, and we don't have to, if we get everything right.
It's great. It's great at the minute because it's not just growing the crops, but we're trying to grow the crops without this massive input of fertilizer.
Yeah. Well, this year especially with the way fertilizer's
that's
gone.
the way it needs to go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going organic, but it's to get the balance.
Yeah.
Get a balance. That's costing us the same as what it cost us any other year.
Even though we put less fertilizer on it.
Because we put less fertilizer, but the sprays have got more expensive.
Yeah. Everything, the seed, the sprays, the diesel, everything we put into it is got more expensive.
But you cut out 5 bags of fertilizer. Probably 6 bags where that's concerned.
Yeah.
We would have been spreading 140 units of nitrogen
on
wheat. Normally that was the tip. 100 on barley, 140 on wheat.
Yeah.
That just got 46 plus 2 sprays of that.
And the slurry and the dung.
Your slurry and your dung, all slow release.
Yeah.
Going forward, may have to give a bit of 18612 along with the slurry just to get the right tiller.
Well,
it just didn't tiller. The top field didn't tiller just enough.
Oh, the top field is where you put the 18612.
Yeah, but we've gone too late. It was too late. It was too late.
Yeah, but sure, the bottom field was fine.
Anyone that knows anything about tillage, timing is crucial.
But anyways, look, we're going to leave it at that for today's video.
Go to college.
That's the whole crop in. So now get the header off, get the other header on. We start cutting silage and we start another video. Yeah. So, anyways, we're going to leave it at that. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. That is it from us. Good luck.